Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with a new Viking Orations. Got another review for you today, and this time I'm going to be talking to you about the forthcoming debut full-length album from the band Wounds, entitled Ruin, out March 15th through Everlasting Spew Records. And if you're not familiar with Wounds, they are a technical death metal band out of Chicago, Illinois, been around since 2012, featuring Rick Mora on the guitars, Franco Caballero on the bass, Nate Burgard on the drums. He's actually also a live member for Virulent Excision, another killer band, and Norman Hale handling the vocals. As I said, this is their debut full-length album. It is 9 tracks and just a little over 38 minutes in length. And honestly, having been a fan of this band since their 2019 EP, Light Eater, I was excited to hear we were finally getting a full-length album, as up until now, I'd not heard much in the way of news from this band, neither on Facebook or Instagram that I was seeing. So once the promo hit my inbox, I couldn't wait to dive into this thing and see what they had in store for us. And right off the bat, the bass really stood out to me on here. It's thick and twangy with a bit of an Alex Webster feel to it. And it's just right up in the mix, very easily heard throughout this entire album, laying down the backbone to all of these songs. I just really loved the stuff that he was doing with his bass playing here. The guitar work, I think, is just absolutely fantastic. Without falling into the trappings of being, super newly, showing how techy they can be while forsaking good songwriting. They have a nice crunch to them as well. They're nice and heavy, and yes, for the most part they are fast and technical, but they do slow things down to a more mid-paced galloping groove at times, and throw in some pinch harmonics as well. Couple examples that kind of stood out to me is track number 6, Dismember and Devour. At 3:42, there's a nice chuggy groove that comes in, and then when you combine that with that twangy bass and that double bass that's going on underneath, it's just instant headbangable moment right there. And then the follow-up track number 7, Zoophagus. That song actually starts kind of at a mid-pace and kind of progressively gets faster as it goes along. And then about a minute 18 in, you get another nice chuggy groove with these little fast sections that kind of pop in between. So it's like, they're doing the groove, then they do a little fast section, then go back to that groove, just kind of interchange it a little bit. And then there's another killer groove at about the 3:37 mark. And I love the fast double bass that starts at around 3:53 in that song, with the bass twanging away and that heavy chuggy groove just staying steady all the way through to the end of the song. Again, another solid headbangable moment to be found on this album. And speaking of the drums, I think they got an absolutely killer drum production on here. It's very powerful sounding. This album is just full of just absolutely killer blast beats and some seriously fast double bass at times, and just lots of cool patterns, rolls, and fills. Really solid drumming overall. And then vocally, you get like a more roared delivery with some traditional growls and these absolutely nasty screams thrown in, so he doesn't, he kind of keeps things interesting. He kind of interplays the different styles, which I thought was really good. One of the other things that stood out to me was track number 8, Ready Your Mind. At about 2:22 into that song, I love this little kind of what I call like a stutter step, double bass and riff section, where it's kind of like dun dun dun, dun, just the way they do it. I mean, I obviously couldn't do a good impersonation of that. You just have to hear it for yourself. And then the double bass switches to a nice gallop at 2:29, and that whole section really gave off this decapitated vibe to me. I was thinking of the album Nihility, in particular the song, I think it's Spheres of Madness is the name of the song. That kind of groove and that gallop that's going on, that's kind of what they got going on here, and I thought it was really awesome. Overall, after a 5-year wait, this 4-piece tech death unit has delivered an absolute banger, in my opinion. This album is heavy in addition to being technical, but they didn't focus solely on the technical aspects of their writing, and they actually wrote an album that's catchy and gets your head banging and is memorable at the same time, without just being total wankery, just to show, hey, look how techy I could be and how fast I could play. They actually wrote an album that you could really get into and just pick out all kinds of moments that you like and just headbang along and just really enjoy it. Excellent job, guys, I have to say, and this is definitely an album worth checking out. Yeah, I give this a solid 9 out of 10. Go check out the new Wounds and pick up a copy if you so desire. I will be leaving links down below so you can check it out and pick up those copies. And yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.